Yesterday I was at a local hotel and they tell me that they've been 100% full capacity for the last 4 weeks, and it's tourists coming from overseas. But what the international tour operators are asking them, what is your vaccination status? So if we want to think, I think Johannes Gavagab, the governor of the Bank of Namibia, he said vaccination policy is economic policy. So I really applaud Trustco for the initiative of making sure the employees are vaccinated. A little birdie told me it's at 60% right now. I definitely think that's one of the higher percentiles in the corporate sector at the moment. And I really congratulate Trustco and all of the corporates who have taken a view that their executives must be vaccinated, and that must trickle down throughout the organization, because the only way we protect our jobs, our businesses, our economies is if all of us vaccinate, in addition to protecting what's most important, and that's our lives and the lives of our loved ones. People will simply not see Namibia as a viable destination for investment, for tourism, if they know that Namibians are not vaccinated. For the past 7 weeks, we've been coming into informal settlements, and what we're trying to do is to take informal markets and bring the vaccination campaign to them. And maybe let me take a step back. We had initially had a campaign where we drafted vaccination pamphlets, and we went into the informal markets to provide people with information on vaccines. And many of them in the market said, look, we are not vaccine hesitant. We are traders. The economy has been knocked. We have been economically compromised. We cannot afford to get taxi money to go to the hospital, get vaccinated, come back. We can't pay that. We don't have the time to do that. If you bring the vaccine, we will vaccinate. So we listened. So we launched the pop-up campaigns where we provide people a meal, some airtime, some sanitizer, a brochure in the language of their choice. But we also bring doctors and nurses and scientists, and they can answer the questions of the community. So the community then engages the experts. They ask whatever they ask. We come with a lot of noise and music, but we also come with loudspeakers. So even the people in the surrounding areas, and you can see how the surrounding looks like, they can hear us. So questions they might have sitting at home are asked here on a loudspeaker. They hear the answers. So we've had phenomenal success here. We didn't imagine that it would be this successful. Every single week we vaccinate more and more people. Particularly, I've noticed in these informal settlement areas, it's got a lot to do with access. People love the incentives. We give them lunch, we give a beautiful t-shirt, we give the pamphlets, we give some masks, some sanitizer. People like that. And I'm really a proponent of using incentives as a means to encourage people to vaccinate. I'm also a big proponent that if people have answers, there is no stupid question. Have the experts, let them answer. So we're very, very pleased in how this has come. I'm also pleased in how Namibians react to campaigns like this. So we've had people like Coca-Cola come on board, Omnicare Trust. We've had so many partners. Today you were present when we got 10,000 masks from a charity from South Korea. So we've got a lot of people who've just voluntarily come on board, and I'm very grateful for that. I think we underestimate the extent of alcohol dependency in our country. So at every single site, one of the most consistent questions is about, if I have alcohol in my system or I intend to drink later this evening, can I vaccinate? Those are important questions, and we must answer them, and I'm always pleased that the doctors are here to give those answers. Another big question are people who are saying, I am on antiretrovirals, I am on high blood pressure medication, I've got epilepsy, I'm pregnant. Can I vaccinate? Is it going to interact with the medication that I have? And again, the professionals answer those questions, that as long as whatever condition you have is stable, you must vaccinate. One of the scientists that were here, when somebody asked about alcohol consumption, can you vaccinate? She gave a fantastic answer, where she said alcohol actually reduces your immunity. So if you are someone who drinks a lot, you must vaccinate because your immunity levels are so low. But with anything, and we all know this, I can't drink pills if I'm drunk. So the same kind of goes for vaccination. You can have a drink or two, but you shouldn't be intoxicated when you're vaccinated, because if there are adverse effects, then you're going to blame the vaccine, whereas in actual effect, it's the alcohol interacting with the vaccine. So I think very responsible, thoughtful questions, very responsible, thoughtful responses, and we're super humbled to have been able to provide the platform for the community and the experts to meet in one spot.